everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tuber. Welcome back. If this is your final Reacher Season 2 episode review, hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe out there in the bigger world of now. Here we are, the last episode of Season 2 of Reacher. It's been a very entertaining 6 weeks, I think of it. Yeah, 6 weeks of having fun here back in the Reacher world. This has been a lot of fun, a lot of great surprises, a lot of, things to be thankful for. And the finale? Let's do this. Reacher is a man of his word. He very much is a man of his word. And that's an important thing. That is the most important lesson to take out of this finale. Reacher always does what he said he's going to do. And just the ways he does it, the ways he eventually gets that accomplished, will never cease to surprise me. Let's just say that much. But honestly, hands down, this was a very well done finale. Moments that I was expecting. I would say, to be completely honest, I think this is the one thing when you have like such an unbreakable character like Reacher, is that the tension isn't quite up there, but there were some moments where I was like, okay, I should be a little more concerned. And maybe that's the one backlash of like getting renewed for a third season ahead of time, plus being the main titular character. Like, not to say he couldn't die per se, but like, yeah, I knew he wasn't going to die. So I'm like, that kind of took away a little bit from the impact, a little bit, so to speak. But you know what? It is what it is. This was just a very outstanding finale. I think they did everything pretty well. A couple of things I didn't really like, I echoed this last week's episode review where like there are some things they kind of need to explain, they kind of need to go into a little bit more detail. And just the way they kind of did it is like, okay, you know what? C'est la vie on that, but like, I don't know, maybe I was expecting a little bit too much in certain aspects. I always expect too much. Like, sometimes, like, my expectations are all over the damn place. It really just depends on my my mood of the week. But overall speaking, I think they absolutely, they landed the ship well with the Season 2 finale. They definitely closed a lot of doors. They, again, this is like kind of the anthology thing of like, you kind of have to, keep one door closed, keep the next door kind of, close until it's time to open it. Because for Reacher, there is no like, okay, this is in the back of my mind. I learned this interesting fact, and that's what I'm going to explore into the next season. Nah, it's just, similar to Season 1, everything's resolved. It's literally the happiest of endings that it could be. And now Reacher's just going to resume his merry way in his very, mundane nomad life. And, that's just the way we expect it to be. But with some of that being said, let's go for the Butcher recap and talk about this finale for Reacher Season 2. So we begin right where we left off last week. Reacher is being brought in. Dixon and O'Donnell are being brought in, into the facilities here at New Tech's private yet very shady, freaking generic laboratory for torturing reasons, purposes. Langley's expositing, just like, demanding the location of like, where. Actually, we're not quite there yet. But he was still monologuing about the fact, like, at the end of the day, he still won. He kind of got everything he wanted, and you know what? He's just kind of waiting for the moment where like, he gets to be on a beach somewhere, tanning with just $65 million worth of money in his left-hand side, or however much he was going to receive from this deal. And, he's just, like, very close. Like, soon Reacher will be dead. The special investigators will be dead. All the loose ends will be tied up. And it's going to be a very fun old time for old Langley. They're about to strap down Reacher to one of those gurneys that the other two are tied down in. But Reacher's like, nah, that ain't going to happen. So he just decides to, again, show off his machismo. Once again, showing off the fact that even in cuffs, Reacher can still kick ass. And I'm just like, this man literally has no body armor. Any one of these motherfuckers could just easily shoot him at any point. And it's like, yeah, we know that. And so he takes out mostly all the guys. Langley comes back in after having to take a quick phone call. Apparently, their cover's been blown. Yeah, they know that Ramsey's still alive. And now he's kind of pissed at Reacher, like, you lied to me. What the hell's going on? Like, where is she? Like, I need to tie up all loose ends before I leave country. I want absolutely zero witnesses to my actions. And Reacher's like, you know me. I'm not going to tell shit. Basically, you're fucked. Like, you need me alive as long as you can to, like, insinuate that. And Langley's like, yeah, you're right. But I can still shoot your friends and punch the shit out of you, at least for a little bit. which he does. Meanwhile, Ramsey is kind of taking care of business, trying to do some quick snipey shots. The backup from the politician shows up just in the nick of time. Special forces, nothing that we haven't seen before. Richard is bleeding a little bit, getting a little bit too many punches to the face as originally expected. Langley kind of like, just really how rock hard that face is like, yeah, like Jesus. Not really aiming for, not really like, cracking not cracking anything over there. But Langley's like, you know what? Again, it is what it is. Once I find her, it's all over. So I'm just gonna like start getting my preparations ready to bounce. So I'm gonna take these two, but throw them off the plane. You'll be dead in a few minutes. We'll eventually find her, and then that's it. Game over. C'est la vie. So they're about to start heading out. The special forces start taking down the compound. Start shutting it off. Reacher conveniently had a freaking tack in his boot. Which, like, how the fuck did you plan that shit? Like, Jesus. I know this man's prepared. I'm like, damn, this man's super prepared. Yeah, the lights go off, and then that's their move. The special ops people go in, start shooting up shit. Reacher starts kicking some ass. Langley takes the other two in the gurney to escape via the helicopter, or like the helicopter plane looking thing. I don't really know what the fuck that name is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is a helicopter. I mean, it is a helicopter. What the fuck am I saying? So they're all kicking ass. All of them regroup back in the warehouse. They're starting to look for the others. Reacher. Doing like a very ballsy move. He runs for the fucking plane. Or helicopter, again. Whatever. The flying instrument. And he jumps onto the freaking wheel and holds on for dear life. Now, I'll be really honest. This is not like a very much of like a very superfluous critique. I'm not saying this is all. It's just like, if this was Tom Cruise, who started in those Reacher movies, he would have absolutely done this scene, without a heart. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I'm not going to say yes or no on anything related to that. But what I will say is that, damn, I know for a fact that he has to, be hanging out for dear life right now. Just like the balls and the muscle and the form and the upper body, so you got to have to hold yourself on a flying machine that is slowly ascending towards gravity. So not only are you getting higher in the air, gravity's trying to pull you down back to the ground, and that's just like this is like what this is like I get total command of that. So he gets on. They open up the chute when they're at high enough altitude to start throwing out some bodies. Reacher comes in, and Langley just has that moment where he's like, shit, we're on the plane, Reacher's here and not in cuffs. There's a good chance I can get thrown off this plane. Hey, keep that in mind. So Reacher lays waste to the one henchman they have left, but sadly, Dixon's ties are, not Dixon. Dixon's connector ties are untied, so she's literally about to start falling off in the air. Reacher's trying to do his damn best to kick their ass and trying to save her, but really isn't doing well. Even O'Donnell's trying to participate, trying to keep himself as a barrier between both of them, but. Eventually, Dixon, her gurney falls over to the plane. Thankfully, Reacher manages to catch it. The other two try to use this as an opportunity to, trying to kill him, kick his ass, but it's not really working because, again, it's freaking Reacher. The guy whoops out, up here. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention Swan. Oh, my God, I forgot. Oh, yeah, so Swan's dead. So he's not even alive. He just literally took, because the way, Reacher and Langley were discussing, like, okay, where's Swan? I want to see him. I was like, oh, you want to see Swan? Here you go. It's a freaking like a container filled with water, and you have a fingerprint or a finger and an eyeball. And I'm just like, okay, for two points. Number one, shout out to, the fact Swan was not guilty. He found that and tried his best to try to shut down the operation. It's a little discouraging, though, however, as much as that was a very gruesome, revelation that, Swan didn't make it. I'm a little bit bummed the fact they kind of led all this up to the fact that, oh no, he's just dead. We just killed him off screen. I'm a little disappointed in that. I would have liked to get to see, maybe Swan doing the heroic sacrifice, maybe trying to do something similar to that. That's just that was my expectations going into this episode. Or at least having a moment with them and then Langley killing him just to give Reacher that final motivation to kill this motherfucker. But no, he's killed off screen. Okay, it was a very gruesome realization. I'm just going to find that a tad bit, kind of undercutting, because, That's just how I feel like. So yeah, so he has one of the fisticuffs, so he's ready to lay waste on Reacher. However, Dixon comes up, gets herself out of the gurney, stabs the guy, and throws him off the plane. So now the focus is all on Langley, and Langley immediately knows, I am fucked. She is fine. O'Donnell's too far away. The helicopter guy's got to focus on piloting this helicopter. I'm fucked. And he knows that. He tries his damn best. Like, that's the thing I love about every story that does this just right. Where, like, the villain just talks so much shit. But the moment things are turned against him, like, he's, like, you know, ready to get defeated, he's like, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. You know, just give me a pass. Let me live. And he's like, Reacher's like, nah. No. That's not how it works. You don't get to kill my friends and then just play the sob card. You don't get to do that. And he's like, I can tell you about the terrorists. I can tell you about this. Like, you need me. And it's like, Reacher's like, this ain't the entire story. We ain't focusing on the terrorists here. I'm just focused on killing you to get revenge. That's about it. So he does exactly what he promises. I'm throwing you off the plane. And he fucking does that. And I'm just like, attaboy, Reacher. Atta-fucking boy. Man of your word. But there's still one loose thread left. AM. Because everyone forgot about AM for a second. So they're like, okay, what the hell? We don't know where he is, but the helicopter guy sure does. So they go ahead of him. They manage to, like, basically jump him at this ranch looking thing, this, like, farm looking area. And this is kind of like the weirdest thing, not like a weird, like a bad way, but like weird in a good way, where, like, you know, they corner him into the house, and, you know, they're AM's again, like, trying to, like, explain to himself, like, I'm just the middleman. I did completely nothing wrong in this scenario. Like, your enemy's with Langley. I'm just the guy who was procuring the items for him. That's not my fault. And then, and Reacher and the others acknowledge, like, yeah, we know it's not your fault, but everyone else is dead. You alive. You part of this. It's because what's going to happen? All four of them just whip out their pistol and just destroy him. Just absolutely total ponage. I don't know if anyone says that anymore, but he's dead. He's done. And I'm just like, okay, so he was basically a henchman with hire. He's basically the chameleon for the Reacher universe, and he just dies. Okay. So they head over back to the ranch where the pilot and the scientist that was supposed to, not the scientist, the engineer that was supposed to install everything for the missiles is there. Reacher is debating, like, if they should kill them or not, and Reacher's like, you know what, let them go. They did nothing totally wrong. So they board the helicopter, ready to go, and I'm like, why doesn't Eagly have a rocket launcher? Why doesn't Eagly have a rocket launcher? And she just blasts them to smithereens, and I'm just like, damn, you guys are also like laying, like, you leave no loose ends behind. Then the special forces that was helping the mouse show up. And another minor critique is that the special forces guys were ordered to kill them. And they gave them an excuse, gave them a moment to, like, react and, like, you know, try to not to die. And you're just like, okay, well, I thought you guys were going to shoot us as soon as we finished AM. I thought you guys were going to kill us earlier. But the fact you left us here so long has kind of been your fall from grace, since apparently not only did Reacher make a call to the politician, he made a call to Homeland Security. So they know everything, and they came over and they're like, yeah, we're also conducting a raid on that same politician. So it's a win-win, basically. Everyone wins except the politician. So all's well that ends well. Obviously the big question is, where's the money now? Where are all those bonds that were supposed to be given to AM for payment? We don't know. We just don't know. Reacher took it. He's like, the government doesn't deserve this. Langley doesn't deserve this. No one deserves this. So we'll just take it off our hands and just do whatever the hell we want with it. Which I'm like, that's fair. And what is the first thing they do with that newfound money? They go straight to a diner and just order coffee and some cereal. Which I'm like, you know what? I would have tried to get some scrambled eggs and pancakes. That would have been my first assumption of that. So anyway, after that, so they're now the big question is, like, what do we do with all this money? $65 million. What are we going to do? And they just assume that Reacher is going to take all of it just as his payment for, like, being the big boss. And he's like, no, I have other ideas for the money, which we do a montage, which it kind of reminds me of Tower Heist, if anyone's seen that movie back in 2011, where it's like the ending kind of fits the mood where that, like, you know, the main character's got the money. So what do we do with all the money now? So we kind of, like, distributed it. We distributed all the affected parties. So got Drew from Degrassi's family got a lot of money. Oh crap! I forgot his name. The officer we lost. I forgot his name already. My bad. The officer that we lost a couple episodes ago. They gave money to his nephews, to help out with their life. One of the other special investigators' girls got paid out a lot of money, but I guess she just still feels heartbroken the fact that she never got to do anything official with him. Neely's dad got the home care that he's always wanted, the 24/7 coverage. And apparently, O'Donnell's kids are also like prepared for like the entire life. They got an entire life savings ready to go from whenever they're ready to like begin college or trade school or whatever the hell they want to do next. And Dixon gets the opportunity to start her own firm, focus on helping out, weeding out corruption. Fully endorsed, fully benefactors, so she could do whatever she wants with that front. And what does plain old Reacher get? Gets a toothbrush. The man is modest, to say the least. He's very, very modest. So the four of them are just like, kind of realize, this is the last time we're going to see each other for a little bit, considering the fact that Reacher kind of has his nomad stuff. Who the hell knows if they're going to run into each other again? It's a TV show. I'm pretty sure they'll cross paths somehow. Not maybe not the full team up again, but like maybe like, a 2 or 3 team up or whatever the heck might be for that one. And then, so, they decided to commemorate this moment by taking another group photo, which I'm like, brah, you literally lost majority of your team members. Like, I don't feel that cause for celebration, but like, okay, we'll take a new team photo. Maybe this time Reacher will keep a copy. No, he fucking won. He wakes up the next morning in a motel, having their last lovemaking session with Dixon. Originally, Reacher just thought Dixon was just gonna leave him mid-coitus and just like to go back to her life, and Reacher was just like totally cool with that. This was just a fling. This was just a sexual thing that was like needed to be released, but like nope, it's totally gone. It's totally out of the wind. She comes back to give him a proper toothbrush and like, at least keep this around with you. At least have this ready for anything that might happen. She kind of makes a joke with him and like, come back with me. Meet my kid, meet my parents. And Reacher's like the most like, I think this is the most scared he's been. I'm like, commitment? Oh God, I'm scared. But she's like, nah. She completely understands what they were doing was just old business. This was things that they need to get done before wherever the hell they go in life. Which again, I totally understand. That totally makes sense. I'm okay with that. So they kiss for like one more last lovemaking session before they split off. O'Donnell presumably goes back off to his family, and Neely gives Reacher a bus ticket to go to who knows where. Wherever his life may take him as the nomad journey of his life continues. Neely does express to him like, it's been almost 3 years since the Margrave incident, before we got to cross paths again properly. I kind of don't want that to be the case again this time around, so I'm like, try to stay better in touch. And Richard just, says, okay, sure. And she was trying to push a little bit further, like, we ain't your friends. We're not just your unit. We're more than that. And Richard just coldly stares and like, it's like, they didn't say the family word. You just didn't say it. But like, you know what? Save that for a later season, mind you. And Reacher heads on a bus for who knows where, as his own like his solitude throughout the planet Earth continues. And that was the end of season 2 of Reacher. Which, again, for me, I totally love. I really, they're just like all the moments, the fights, the twists, like finally Reacher getting his comeuppance against Langley. It was just so damn cool just to see all that in action. Very, very, very much a little kudos at the fact they saved all the action half for the first half, and then they did all the somber stuff in the second half. I think that worked out pretty well. I was also very happy they just kept in line with Reacher. Like, even him reuniting with Dixon, he didn't want that familiar life. He just wants to keep going to whatever path he wants to go on right now. So that is how he's going to be always, and I do appreciate that. The fact that this team works so well together, it works out so well. I was actually a little bit surprised they didn't kill anyone else off in this finale. Like, I knew Neely was going to stay alive because she was going to be that recurring character throughout all the seasons, whenever Reacher's around somewhere. I was kind of expecting O'Donnell, like, we just lost a family man, so we can't lose 2. And I honestly thought Dixon was going to go for a second, but, like, nope. So, happy endings for all to very minimum extent. But thankfully speaking, I really did enjoy this. Everything was so well done. Very well done finale. Kudos to the team for doing this. And for me, I'm going to give this two thumbs up. So let me know in the comments below, what did you think of the Season 2 finale to Reacher? Comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts down there, as always. But I believe that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this video was a 2 from ActionX, reviewing every season for every episode of Season 2 of Reacher. If you want to know what we're doing normally once 2 beside our Reacher episode reviews, that's all we're doing at the moment. But as much as this is our end of our Reacher Season 2 coverage, our overall coverage is not just over yet. Next week, we will be doing our Season 3 prediction, guessing which book, if they haven't announced it yet. What do I like to see from Reacher next? Do I want to see the special investigators there? What do I want to see from a future villain? Stuff like that. It might not be too much considering the fact they're just doing an adaptation, so like there might be some leeway over there. And then also you have, then afterwards, the week after, you have the Season 2 review. Spoiler filled, just going with it, just to kind of, tie in with the Season 1 definitive review. So we will just go straight to Season 2's definitive review, so just letting you know there. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Like, favorite, share if you want to. Ring that bell and follow us on social media. But until we see each other again, thank you so much for watching this entire season. If this is the last time for now, see you guys in Season 3. But until then, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. And as always, peace out.